I am gonna remade Plants vs. Zombies, but in Minecraft. In the last video, I made the Plants vs. Zombies pool level part 1. Today, I will be making part 2. I'm going to recreate each of the pool level plants and challenge myself to use them to defend the pool level from the zombies. I'm also going to build habitats for each plant and zombie. So today I'm asking Crazy Dave for help. Hi, Crazy Dave. How do you repel these zombies? Do you want to be eaten by zombies? Speak clearly.
I have a car with awesome plants and tools.
Let's see.
This is my car. Oh no, my car is locked and the zombies stole the keys.
Let's get them from the zombies. Oh, little zombies, where did they come from? They must have stolen the car keys. In order to really beat these little zombies, we have to model it in Blockbench. I tried to shrink the model of a normal zombie directly, but it looked so strange. So I shrunk each zombie separately. Smaller head, smaller body, smaller limbs, and redrew the skin. Now the little zombie is done. Here's what the little zombies look like in the game. Oh my gosh, they're so small, smaller than a fence, and not easy to notice. A little zombie is much smaller and faster than a regular zombie. This means they're more dangerous. To defeat these little zombies, my biggest concern is whether or not our plants can't see little zombies, just like plants can't see snorkel zombies. If they can't see them, they won't attack. Let's test it. Oh, our plants can actually see it. We have to get rid of these zombies as soon as possible. I have a squash here. Hey, oh my gosh, the little zombie is very weak. It was killed by the peas before it was crushed by the squash. The squash didn't have an effect. So in order to save sunlight, I decided to put only pea shooters. What's this? A little zombie died and dropped a silver coin? Let's pick it up. With the coin, we can exchange items with the villagers.
Why don't you trade items with me? I have powerful tools in my car.
Okay, but first we have to find your car keys to unlock your car. These little zombies are found not only on land, but also in the water, and they are certainly smaller than normal zombies. They're just too small and vulnerable. After killing all the little zombies, we found the car keys that fell. Hey, Crazy Dave, here are your car keys.
Thank you.
Wow, you have a lot of great tools in your car.
Yeah, let me show you. This is the garden rake. It determines where the zombie is and kills it. It's like a free potato mine. And this is the pool cleaner, which kills all the zombies in the path of the pool.
All sounds great. Give me one of these pool cleaners.
Garden rake for $200, pool cleaner for $1,000.
Oh, well, we haven't saved up enough money yet. I decided to challenge more dangerous zombies to get more money. Next, I will build the Zomboni. The first step of the plan is to build a carrier. Let's create a pair of wheels. Then create a shell for the front of the carrier. Let's put the silver and white shell at the top and then an N. Let's add seats to the back of the carrier. The second step is to put the zombie on it. Let's adjust its legs and give it a warm hat. Then add more details. Now our Zomboni is ready. This is what the Zomboni looks like in the game. It's the only zombie driving a vehicle so far. Look at its eyes, oh my gosh. Look at the back of its vehicle. It's generating an ice track. I put a shooter behind the grass, and then I realized that peas have a hard time breaking through hard steel. The Zomboni runs over the pea shooter, killing it in a second. Zomboni is literally deadly.
We must stop the Zomboni, or it will destroy the entire backyard.
You're right. We had to be more aggressive, so I put a squash again. Squash is still powerful and crushes the Zomboni in one go. New ice paths are no longer spawned and our backyard is safe for now. More and more zombies appeared, and I needed to restore the defense formation. Oh no, we couldn't put the plants on the ice tunnel, which meant that we had one pea shooter to deal with so many zombies at the same time. And what's worse, we met new zombies. Now it's time to make a sled. First, let's build a large space and surround it with squares. Then the head of the sled and the tail of the sled. Let's make a metal sliding part and then make 3 copies. I'm going to add some decorations. Now the sled's done. Next, I'm going to make a sled zombie. Starting with a normal zombie, give it a red sled suit and let's add a ski goggle to its head. Now our sled zombie is made. Let's put the sledding zombie on the sled, adjust its legs, and then copy 3 more to the rest. Now our sledding zombie team is done. This is what the sled team looks like in the game. They move very fast on the ice. If I put sled behind the Zomboni, then it can skate all the way through the village. I think they are happy because they are skating. The sled team's only weakness is ice. When there is no ice track, the sled will break and the 4 zombies sitting on the sled will have to come down and walk. This is not good news for our backyard because most of our backyard is iced over by the Zomboni. and the sled will bring in a lot of zombies. Our pea shooter can't take down that many zombies at once. Worse yet, and because the grass is iced over, we can't put more pea shooters on it. Look at that, new zombonis showing up, but our squash is still recovering. Oh no, I think our backyard is being taken over by zombies. We have to figure out a way out.
Guess what? I got a new plant from a zombie jalapeno.
This jalapeno seed could be useful. In order to actually use this new plant, we have to recreate it. I'm going to make jalapeno. The jalapeno has a red body. Let's extend its body downwards to form a curve. Then we place a cube, which is the tail of the jalapeno. Let's draw an angry face. And finally, we'll put the green stem on the head of the jalapeno. And we're done with the jalapeno. This is what the jalapeno looks like in the game. It looks angry like the cherry bomb in the front yard daytime level. Jalapeno, when placed on the ground, generates flames in the whole row and burns all zombies. Look at this ash, it's still burning. What's more, it burns the ice road. Let's try it. Jalapeno is really powerful. This is one of my favorite plants in the game. Oh my gosh, Zomboni and Sled Team are back again. But luckily we have the mighty jalapeno. Let's burn all the zombies. Oh yeah. I used jalapeno to clear the 2 ice paths so we can place more plants. Jalapeno is also placed on the lily pad, which then creates flames on the water, which is pretty weird. Maybe it's a kind of soul flame, I guess. Oh no, the Zomboni still keeps spawning. It's insane. But before we can start, we have to create a habitat to trap the Zomboni and Sled Zombie so they don't come out and attack the plants again. I chose this field to be the enclosure, and I surrounded it with iron blocks so the Zomboni can't escape. I added iron fence to the iron block. My next plan was to have the entire enclosure paved with ice. To save time, I used Zomboni to generate the ice. This looked really good, and I no longer had to dig 1 square at a time. I then used jalapeno to kill the Zomboni and remove the excess ice. Then the gap was surrounded with iron blocks and iron bar. Finally, our ice part is done, and I'm proud of this. It looks really good. There are also some plants that are very resistant to the cold and the snow in the wild, so I added some shrubs to the enclosure as well. At the exit of the enclosure, I placed a large pit. Any zombie that tries to escape from the enclosure will fall in and be killed. Now our enclosure is done. I put the Zomboni and Sled Team in. I also put in some individual zombies. Now it looks like they are enjoying the ice world and won't hurt any more plants. I rate it 8 of 10. Next, it was time to create a habitat for the jalapeno. I found a farm and removed the other plants. I know you won't mind, Mr. Villager. I put in more farm blocks, expanded this farm, and dug more waterways. I put in enough low shrubs that jalapeno could grow among them. I put some more boxes next to the farm, which will come in handy when harvesting the jalapeno. I put jalapeno on almost every free land. This jalapeno farm is looking good. Let's wait for the harvest. I rate it 7 of 10. Now let's make a spike weed, which is pretty simple. Let's put some low squares as bushes, then some upward squares as spikes, and finally its eyes. This is what spikeweed looks like in the game. It looks so small that it is hard to be noticed by zombies. And in fact, the zombies really don't know it's there and don't attack it. They simply walk over it. But our spikeweed feels the zombies and does damage to all the zombies walking on it. This is really crazy. Look at this zombie. It took a lot of damage and lost an arm just by walking over a spikeweed. What's even more important is that the spikeweed can puncture the Zomboni's tires so that it can't move on and then explode, which is really insane. This is a buckethead zombie. Let's see if our spikeweed can defeat it. Oh no, the spikeweed only does a small amount of damage to the bucket. Though it's weird that a spikeweed can do damage to a buckethead zombie when it's at the zombie's feet. Anyway, 1 spikeweed is not enough to kill all zombies. Yet powerful zombies like buckethead zombie, football zombie will come again and again.
Why don't you fill your backyard with spikeweed?
Good idea. So for the next while, I gathered enough sunlight to put spikeweed on every lawn. Let's test it. The spikeweed does damage to each zombie, but the zombies can't do damage to the spikeweed. These Zomboni try to run over the spikeweed, but always get their tires punctured by the spikeweed and can't move on. It's ridiculous. The spikeweed is really powerful. But in the actual battle, we couldn't put so much spikeweed because we didn't have so much sunlight. So it took me some time to think of a plan. The first plan was to put a walnut behind the spikeweed. Let's put a zombie to the test. The zombies would have to stop to attack the walnut, and the spikeweed would be able to damage the zombies that stopped. This zombie was knocked out quickly. The second plan is to place more snow pea, which slows down the zombies and takes more time to walk over the spikeweed, meaning more damage. Oh my gosh, the zombies are so slow they get stabbed before they get halfway to the spikeweed. A huge wave of zombies has come and gone, but I don't even care. Now killing zombies might even get us gold if we can defeat more zombies. That means more money. Hey, Crazy Dave. I think our backyard is pretty much safe and the zombies will never be able to eat our brains. Look at these plants. They're united. They're like an army.
Yes, let's take a break with a cup of tea. What's this?
Oh no, Ducky Tube Zombie emerged from the middle of the pool. Since I couldn't put spikeweed on the pool and there wasn't enough sunlight, I just put pea shooter and walnut.
They even ate the pea shooter.
Hey, don't worry, I just configured lawnmower for each road. It kills all the zombies on a road, just like jalapeno, but for free.
You're wrong. Lawnmower doesn't work in pools. You see, it just kills a zombie in a blocks and then falls into the water.
Oh no, that's horrible. The zombies still keep coming, but we don't have any plants in the pool anymore. Worse, we don't have enough sunlight to buy jalapeno.
Take away this pool cleaner and it will work in the pool.
Let's try this pool cleaner. This is great. Pool cleaner can run on water, take down all the zombies on the pool walkway, and won't sink to the water bottom. The pool cleaner is very useful so I bought it from Dave's car for $1,000 and put it in the water channel. Next, I'm going to create a habitat for the spikeweed. I thought spikeweed would grow in a swamp, so I created a forested area, put some wood as enclosure, and had a lot of entrances and exits. So it was easy to get in and out of the place if you wanted to. I put a lot more low shrubs on the ground and some broken stumps to make it look messy. I created a dirt road for walkers to cross. But then I created a fallen tree to block the road. I put some more spikeweed on the ground and it is hard to notice. If someone passes by, he is likely to step on one of these spikeweed and take tons of damage. So be careful when passing through this area. I rate this 6 of 10. Now I will make a torchwood. Let's start with a circle and stretch it to make a stump. Let's make a strong branch and make 3 copies to the 4 corners. Let's give a very angry eye. Let's draw a flame block with a flame texture, and then duplicate another flame block. Now our torchwood is done. This is what torchwood looks like in the game. It's angry and just burning. Torchwood can't do any damage to zombies. The only thing it can do is ignite the peas that pass by it. Let's put the pea shooter behind it, and oh my gosh, when the peas pass by it turns into burning peas. It does twice as much damage to the zombie. What happens if we put the repeater behind it? Oh my gosh, all the peas are set on fire, dealing 4 times as much damage. It's simple math. You can do twice as much damage to a zombie but not have to spend twice as much sunlight and grids. It's a great deal. Oh no, why aren't some of the peas burning? What's happening? Crazy Dave, what are you doing?
I just put snow pea. It slows the zombies down.
It doesn't work. The snow pea, after going through the flames, will no longer be cold and turn into regular pea, which is a waste of sunlight.
Okay, well, my bad.
Next, I had to create a habitat for the torchwood. I started by enclosing a clearing with a circle of wood and then planting trees around it. This looks like a clearing in the middle of the woods for camping. Next, I dug a small river and put some stone river flowers around it. This looks very nice. A relaxing garden. I built another wooden hut in the rivers with a bed in it, as well as windows that look like someone lived here. I'm going to put some campfires in the clearing as well as a craft table. Now it's time to put the torchwood in, so let's get started. Finally, a place for camping has been created. Will any of the villagers be barbecuing on the torchwood? I think these villagers will love it here. Am I right, Mr. Villager? I rate it 9 of 10. Next, I'm going to create a Dauphin Rider zombie. Let's start with a normal zombie and let's cover its whole body with red clothes. Next, I need to create a dolphin. It would be boring if we just created a cube, so let's add some layers of detail, like the fins, the tail, the mouth, and the eyes. Now our Dauphin Rider zombie is done. Next, we need to create the animation. The first animation is the zombie walking on the shore. It is simply holding the dolphin. The second animation is the zombie jumping out of the shore into the water when the dolphin is thrown, and then spins around and the zombie jumps on the dolphin. The third animation is the zombie riding the dolphin. The fourth animation is the zombie driving the dolphin jumping. The fifth animation is the zombie walking in the water without the dolphin. This is what the Dauphin Rider zombie looks like in the game, and it doesn't look very powerful. Look at its clothes. Look at its dolphin. Just another regular dolphin enthusiast. It's not wearing any buckets or steel items. It could never get into our houses. Dauphin Rider zombie showed up at the pool. It threw dolphins and swam in the pool with. It did swim fast, but guess what? We had snow pea to slow it down, and walnut to protect the snow pea. Our pool was unbreakable. But what I didn't expect was that the Dauphin Rider zombie jumped right over the walnut and started attacking the snow pea. I rushed to add another pea shooter after snow pea was eaten. This is really crazy. Another bigger problem. Not only on the pool, but on land. We have the same problem. There is no Dauphin Rider zombie on land. But there is pole vaulting zombie, which can also jump over walnut, which is a very bad phenomenon. Our plan relies heavily on the walnut. If the pole vaulting isn't blocked by the walnut, but jumps over the walnut and eats the plant directly behind it, then our brains are in danger. The last plant we're going to make is the tall nut. Let's add a very tall square. Add more small squares to form the nut. Let's add an eye. Now our tall nut is ready. I created 3 animations for it. The first animation is the complete state. The second animation is the state where a small part of it is eaten by the zombie. And the third animation is the state where a lot of it is eaten by the zombie. This is what the tall nut looks like in the game. It looks taller than the walnut and has more health. It can't do any damage to the zombies, but it can stop the zombies from attacking it. It will take a long time for the zombies to eat it. If it is chewed by a zombie, it will change from a complete state to a slightly broken state and look at it, with tears coming out of its eyes. Then it changes to heavily damaged and finally completely eaten. But the zombie actually takes a very long time to eat the entire tall nut, at which point spikeweed and flaming peas will do tons of damage to it. This strategy with pea shooter, torchwood, tall nut, and spikeweed is still very robust, with very high attack and defense strengths. Can the Zomboni defeat the tall nut in one go? Oh no, the tall nut is down. We still need spikeweed to protect Zomboni. Another important function of the tall nut is that it can block zombie jumps, which the walnut can't do. Let's try a pole vaulting zombie. Pole vaulting zombie is charging and it jumps over the walnut. Another zombie is charging and it tries to jump over the tall nut but fails. Same thing in the pool. 2 dolphin rider zombies jump into the pool and ride the dolphins. The first zombie jumps over the short walnut and starts to threaten the plant behind the walnut. But the other zombie tries to jump over the first plant, but is blocked by the tall nut. The tall nut is really powerful and no zombie can jump over the tall nut. Next, we will create a habitat for the dolphin rider. I also surrounded the enclosure with iron and then surrounded the area with layers of glass. Because the dolphin rider zombie will jump very high, I filled the whole area with water and it looks great. But there is still a lot of work to be done. I added some more obstacles, basically fences, so these dolphin rider zombies could jump whenever they wanted. I also placed a fire ring right in the center of the enclosure. Only the highest jumping dolphin rider zombie will be able to jump over it. The rest will be burned. This looks great. Let me play some dolphin rider. Wow, this is really amazing. They are playing with the dolphins. I rate it 9 of 10. Finally, I'm going to create a habitat for the tall nut. I decided to make a greenhouse. Let's start with a wood enclosure. Then I'm going to add glass on top so the sunlight can shine through the glass. Then I'm going to add glass to the top so that the sunlight can shine through the glass. Now this greenhouse looks great. Then I added neat branches in the center, and each area will be used for growing nuts. But to differentiate, the first 2 areas will be used for tall nuts, and the second 2 areas will be used for walnuts. Our nut greenhouse is done. This looks great. I'd rate it 7 of 10. Finally, I'm going to challenge the final level of the pool level by using all the plants from the pool level to take down all the zombies in the pool level. For safety, I put lawnmower on each road in the back, and of course pool cleaner on the waterway. I placed 3-peater on the side of the road next to the pool so that its peak could cover as much area as possible. In front of it, I placed tall nut to place pole vaulting zombie and dolphin rider zombie to jump over it. I placed some more spikeweed to do extra damage to the zombies. I was planning to put some repeater, but we ran out of sunlight, so I just put some pea shooter. To boost their attack power, I put torchwood on each path to ignite the peas. Finally, I placed squash on land and tangled kelp on waterways. They can kill zombies in no time. Now our defense strategy is complete. They look invulnerable. But the zombies in the pool level are also powerful. Let's have a real test. The zombies started to attack. The first group of zombies were normal zombies. They were few and weak and were quickly burned by the flaming peas. The next group were buckethead zombies. They were strong and tried to eat the plants, but were blocked by the tall nut. And our spikeweed and flaming peas did a lot of damage to them and they were knocked down one by one. Next up was the Zomboni, whose carrier resisted a lot of damage and generated ice tracks in the grass. Our flaming peas had trouble destroying it, but the spikeweed punctured its tires and caused the Zomboni to explode. Oh my gosh, more Zomboni appeared, and our spikeweed was already damaged. The Zomboni ran over the tall nut and torchwood, killing them instantly. Oh no, the sled team appeared and they approached my house at a very fast speed, but I had no plans to fight them. I had to stop these Zomboni, so I placed jalapeno at the end of each path. It burned the Zomboni and cleared the ice paths too. The plants on the 2 lowest roadways are killed, which is dangerous. I don't have enough sunshine to buy tall nut and torchwood, so just put pea shooter. Zamboni, please don't come up again. Next up were the snorkel zombies. They started out diving and started surfacing after they encountered the tall nut and were quickly spotted and taken down by the pea shooter. Oh, the dolphin rider zombies appeared. They quickly rode the dolphin and tried to jump over the tall nut, but were unsuccessful and were quickly killed as well. This video took me a long time to make. If you like this video, click the subscribe button. Next video, I'm gonna recreate the fog level.